We began this project by researching into the rich history of Hamilton and the Mausoleum. What stood out to us was the array of different topics relating to the 10th Duke, the former palace he resided in, his fascination with Egyptian culture, and the extensive collection of art he gathered during his lifetime. However, we also discovered that much of the wealth that facilitated this extravagant art collection and lifestyle was the exploitation of others on slavery plantations in Jamaica. For us, this raised a number of questions relating to the collection of art, how we treat historic buildings such as the Mausoleum and former palace, and how we all reflect on our collective past of the empire. We felt strongly that these issues and questions should be addressed by our proposal.
This led us to consider what we have called the Hamilton Art Assembly, which proposes an artist's residency in the former Keeper's Lodge as a catalyst to reimagine the Mausoleum as a space for temporary art exhibitions. It is proposed that the residency would take the complex historical questions raised as starting points and themes to be explored through art. Artists would then produce paintings, sculptures, performances, dances, songs, or poetry that are connected to Hamilton, both new and old, imagined and reflected. This provides the setting for a wider societal discussion of these topics.
Alongside the existing buildings, there is an additional residential block that is shaped and planned to make reference to the chimney of the Keeper's Lodge. The grounds immediately around the Mausoleum is a raised garden and sculpture square, and there's a cafe placed in the arched undercroft that was once the entrance to the crypt. To the south, there is a new gallery to house the artwork, a workshop to facilitate the residency and its creations, and a new hall to bring the public into the heart of the site. This activates the Mausoleum beyond a singular space as it is now, and sets it in an assembly of public buildings that are free for all to use.
The artworks would be temporarily displayed as part of an ever-changing series of exhibitions held in the sublime central space of the Mausoleum. Following this, the works would become part of the permanent collection held in the archive that is the former crypt and in the gallery. Over time, these works would accumulate and create from the ground up a new democratic art collection that is rooted in Hamilton and is connected in spirit with the 10th Duke's former collection.
We both worked together remotely to rigorously test several ideas and forms and carefully study how each of these impacted the Mausoleum. The architecture of the proposal takes the form of a plinth that is the physical extension of the Mausoleum base towards Hamilton Town Centre. Atop the plinth and to the south is a raised garden along with the public hall and workshop. This offers a welcoming front towards the town and addresses the southern, most public face of the grounds. The gallery is arranged around a circular courtyard that is placed to accommodate the existing tree on site, whilst also making reference to the Mausoleum's rotunda. The public hall is the point of arrival to the new assembly. It is aligned to the existing path that once connected the palace and the Mausoleum. A black marble staircase is in the heart of the room. This either leads the person from the entrance up to the Mausoleum, or underneath towards the new gallery. This also makes reference to the black marble staircase of the former palace, and creates a processional route that is reminiscent of the journey made to the Mausoleum when it was used for its original function.
We are proposing a sustainable and a low-carbon method of rammed earth construction that is pigmented blonde externally to match the Mausoleum and white internally to allow the artworks to be viewed uninterrupted. This allows for us to reuse the earth on site that will have to be excavated to build the new gallery, whilst creating a tactile environment internally, and allows for rugged public use of the gallery spaces such as evening classes, lectures and exhibitions.
The residency and the use of the Mausoleum as a vessel for temporary exhibitions will ensure that there is a constantly revolving set of new artworks and interpretations on display. Each time someone visits the Mausoleum, it could look, feel, sound and smell completely different from the last visit. We envisage this will keep people coming back, as the building is not a fixed gallery space, but an evolving, dynamic and fun collection of new artwork that is rooted in Hamilton.
The Artist Workshop provides the practical interface between the public and the artists in the exchange of ideas. It can be viewed from the gallery, the park and the raised garden on top of the plinth. This encourages people to peer in at what is being made. We imagine that each residency could focus on people from different age groups, from nursery children to school pupils and the elderly, and engage them in workshops and classes.
We feel these buildings culminate into something that is more than a static gallery, but a fun and active assembly of spaces that facilitate the creation of a new collection and encourages people to engage with art, the history of Hamilton, and the Mausoleum itself.